The dead speak. And by that we mean dead franchises are speaking. It's Star Wars.
Mandalorian's doing well.
It's, oh God. Okay, so Disney is talking about possibly maybe doing a Sith prequel movie explaining all the plot holes from the Rise of Skywalker. This is Kneon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're trying to make sense of the latest Star Wars rumor, and there are a lot of them because nobody knows what the hell is happening with Disney Star Wars.
Yeah, I don't think Disney knows what's happening with Disney.
Disney doesn't even know what's happening.
You have Kathleen Kennedy going on about how they're not doing trilogies anymore. They're going to be movies that connect somehow, like the MCU. And then you have Bob Iger saying that they're going to the future of Star Wars is television. They're not going to do theatrical releases, but the theatrical release dates are still on the calendar. And then there's this announcement.
Yeah, so this is very, very interesting. Again, this is another Star Wars project that they'll make a bunch of noise about, and then they'll probably pull the plug on.
Creative differences.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Nobody seems to know what's up with Star Wars. Right now, Disney seems to be in the Baby Yoda business.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
So before we get into it, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We're almost 100,000, less than 5,000 subs away from 100,000. If you guys haven't subbed yet, please sub and check and make sure you're still subbed because YouTube keeps unsubbing people.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
And if you get tired of us asking, I'm sorry, every YouTube channel does.
Yeah,
they do.
Just,
so deal with it.
Skip past this part. Anyway.
Skip past it. All right. This is coming from Deadline. Star Wars Secret Sith Exegol feature. J.D. Dillard and Matt Owens developing.
Okay, yeah. So
They're
apparently,
household names.
but we've seen this before where we got these names like the Game of Thrones creators or whatever are developing something. We see this all the time with the Marvel stuff too, and then suddenly creative differences, they're gone. Which basically means that they didn't. It's kind of like when you joke about being a graphic designer and they never tell you what they want, but they know what they don't want when they see it.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of wondering if that's what happens here.
This is like the spaghetti method. Like Disney Star Wars is in such a shambles right now. They're in such shambles right now that they're just throwing spaghetti against the wall to see what sticks. They have no idea what to do with Star Wars.
Well, I think this is because, as we've mentioned before, their idea was, that's okay, plot holes everywhere, but we'll just do comics and tie-in books and everybody will have to read those. The fact still remains, most people aren't going to do that. Most people were expecting you to actually give it to them in the movie because they paid for it thinking they were going to get answers, and instead they got more holes than answers, and they're not going to go pay you more money to find the answers that you should have given them to begin with.
Well, sometimes you don't really have to pay for books and comics. Sometimes major plot elements are actually dropped in video games that have nothing to do with Star Wars.
That's true. Video games, I forgot about that too.
Fortnite.
Fortnite, yeah.
Fortnite, they dropped Palpatine's transmission, which should have been a major plot point. Like, oh my God, Palpatine's back. No. We drop it in freaking Fortnite. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, what? You can't ruin a franchise any more than Disney has ruined Star Wars. Well, you can. It could be Star Trek.
Yeah, well.
But it's definitely just like they are completely winging it at this point. They don't even know what they're doing. They're talking the Rogue One prequel series might be canceled. Other than making a bunch of Baby Yoda merchandise, Disney has no idea what the hell is next for Star Wars.
Yeah, and even that they were late to the game on because we don't want leaks. No, it was because you wanted to wait and see.
Yeah,
and they just penned a new deal with Hasbro. This is unrelated but related. So they just announced yesterday that Hasbro and Disney have another multi-year deal with Star Wars and Marvel. And I think it's interesting because we all know, we've talked about before, that the toys weren't selling, especially the new movie stuff. Like the classics always go.
Yeah.
But they weren't selling. And so Hasbro was running into some trouble with the Star Wars toys not moving off the shelves. They're still sitting at our Walmart. No one's buying them. Anyway, so come time for Baby Yoda, we were all surprised when Mattel put the first toy out, not Hasbro. Mattel's Baby Yoda was out first, and we were all wondering what the heck's going on. Why is it Mattel? Are they switching toy manufacturers? Well, I think that was the light of fire under Hasbro's ass. Now, after I started seeing how much the Baby Yoda stuff was selling out, then Hasbro's like, well, FOMO on this, and then they hurried up and signed a deal and gave Disney what they wanted.
Fear of missing out.
Yeah, FOMO.
Yeah, people are like, what the hell is a FOMO? Yeah, fear of missing out. It's basically false sense of urgency. And I think Disney was possibly thinking about going to Mattel to do Star Wars toys, Because Hasbro made such a big deal last year and the year before about how much money they were losing on Star Wars.
They were. I mean, it's not like they're just making it up. They were losing the money.
And like, look at Rise of Skywalker. There should have been tons of playsets and action figures. If this had been any other Star Wars movie, there would have been a ton of toys. Like, look what happened with The Force Awakens. They had tons and tons of toys out. This movie, there's hardly anything. There are a couple of Black Series figures, a couple of regular figures. Mostly, Hasbro's been making money on original trilogy stuff. Yeah. And now they're going to be making money on Baby Yoda until
That's it, Baby Yoda. So that's why we got the announcement of the big animatronic Baby Yoda and all this other stuff from Hasbro. So basically, they use Baby Yoda to get Hasbro back. Now Hasbro signed another deal. Unrelated, but related. Go ahead. Back to the point.
Back to the point. So, okay, if you haven't heard of these guys, it's no wonder because they're not exactly high. So we went from having the Game of Thrones guys. We went from having even Rian Johnson to now we're dealing with.
Johnson's questionable. Anyway.
Now we're dealing with guys who've worked on stuff I'm not really familiar with. Luke Cage and Shield. But we're talking a TV writer. Yeah. So Deadline has confirmed the new Star Wars features in the works with Slight filmmaker J.D. Dillard and Luke Cage and Agents of Shield scribe Matt Owens. But those with knowledge say it's not definite whether it's for Disney Plus or the big screen. Reportedly, the project will take place on the Sith planet of Exegol, which was introduced in last December's The Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, just like poof, we just pulled this planet out of our ass.
Right, and then there's a big military force on this planet with the Emperor.
Nobody knew.
Everybody's like, how'd he get here? I don't know. You know, where'd it come from? I don't know. Where'd it get the resources and money? Who the hell knows? But there it is. So now we're going to explain all this, apparently. Yeah,
we're going to do it via movie. But yeah, even Elijah Wood. Elijah Wood was throwing shade at Disney because they put a tweet out there like, did you know that...
Yeah, that was funny.
Did you know that there are a bunch of Sith cultists who train their children to be stormtroopers on the planet Exegol? And he's like, no, how could we possibly have known this?
That was glorious. I thought that was hilarious that he wrote that.
When Frodo calls your ass out.
Yeah.
You know you're doing it wrong.
So that's what this is about. This is about the fact that they were going to make you do these stupid tie-ins and like, well, you want to learn what happens. Well, to synergize the hell out of this for more money for us, you have to go read this and watch that and play this game. And the fans are like, no, I'm not giving you any more time. If you can't explain it to me in a movie that I can sit through in 2 hours, I'm not investing any more time into this, which is what we said was going to happen. Yeah. And now so there's a movie that's going to explain Exegol.
Clarissa explains it all. Palpatine explains it all.
Palps explains it all.
They need to have baby Palpatine.
No, they don't.
They do. They need to do like Voldemort, where remember when he was a fetus in a kettle?
No.
You don't remember how
I do, but I'm saying no.
They had the fetus and then Wormtongue, or not Wormtongue, what the freaking Wormtail rat guy dumped the fetus into the boiling kettle, and ta-da, it was Ralph Fiennes without a nose.
No, we're not.
And that's how Palpatine came back.
That's why we don't have noses either.
He's a space fetus, and then they're gonna dump him into the pot. And
we were dumped in pots. That's why we don't have noses on our avatars.
We're not smoking pot.
No, but I'm just like, no, I don't want to see baby Palps. No, thank you.
Okay, so we have to double down that the Rise of Skywalker was a hit. This past Q4, Disney had 2 hits. It wasn't just one. There were 2 Star Wars hits, and you better...
No, but I love this.
They had 2 hits. The Mandalorian, which drove the streamer past 30 million subs, and Verizon, and all the free
stuff. Yeah, Verizon and the free stuff, yeah.
And the $1.06 billion grossing Skywalker trilogy finale, The Rise of Skywalker.
I just think it's funny that they have to make sure they lead with 1.6 billion. Don't say it didn't make money. Don't say it was a failure. No one's saying it didn't make money. What we're saying is it didn't make the kind of money it should have made, being where it was in the trilogy, being how it was a finale, being how they were throwing everything they could at it, being that they were marketing this one far, far, far more than they marketed The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
I would say the marketing was more on par with The Force Awakens, or even more so, because they knew they had to bring people back. They spent tons of money on this. I guarantee they don't keep much of that money.
Yeah, they're not keeping much. And this honestly, look, if this was the last Star Wars movie ever in the main Star Wars series, this should have been an Endgame level event.
Right.
It should have been a $2 billion movie. Mm-hmm. It should have at least been $1.5 billion. Frozen 2 made more money. Mm-hmm. Frozen 2 made more money. I think Aladdin might have made more money too.
Oh, if Aladdin made more money, that's.
I mean, that's dire. Nobody's gonna remember Aladdin in a year from now. They're not. They're like, oh yeah, they did live action Aladdin. Like nobody talks about Beauty and the Beast anymore. Mm-mm. They don't talk about Alice in Wonderland. You know, it's like those live action movies blow through the theater, and people are like, oh yeah, I forgot they made a remake of that, didn't they? Let's go back to watching the original one because it's better. However, in the wake of the misfiring Solo, they're
blaming it on this. In the wake of the misfiring 2018 Solo Star Wars movie, the studio's been hesitant about aggressively ramping up the Star Wars feature spin-off universe. I'm not even gonna touch that one. This whole thing it's a trap.
It's a trap. You killed Akbar off too, didn't you? Off screen, there are no more traps. That was a trap. Game of Thrones creators Benioff and Weiss left the fresh feature trilogy. There were a lot of people who left Star Wars. This is why they're stuck with like TV writers and people you've never heard of, because I think all the names are like, I am not touching Star Wars with a 10-foot pole. It's in a bad place right now. I don't want my career to be destroyed by it. And they're like, they're crickets regarding any movement on the franchise Rian Johnson was developing.
Sorry.
They're going to continue. There are going to be more crickets.
If they're smart, the crickets will continue there.
The crickets will continue. There's also a new Star Wars pitch, not in some pitch that was made by Marvel boss Kevin Feige. Nobody knows what the hell is going on with Star Wars. Disney doesn't even know what to do with it.
No. And so we don't know if this is going to be a feature film. This is going to be a Disney Plus thing. Is it going to be an episodic show? Is it going to be a movie? They're saying movie, but who the hell knows? We don't know.
Yeah, and that's basically it. Disney doesn't know what to do with Star Wars. They're throwing spaghetti against the wall. I think they're going to be really hesitant to do another feature film, especially one that doesn't feature any. Well, I'd say especially one that doesn't feature any Skywalkers, but the Rise of Skywalker barely had Skywalkers in it. So,
well, no, because you just call yourself a Skywalker, and that makes Skywalkers in the film.
Oh, yeah. Anybody can be a Skywalker. So I don't know where this is going to go. Are we going to wrap this one up?
Yeah.
Okay, so please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.